Lille's 18-year-old sensation Ayyoub Bouaddi is setting pulses racing with rumours of a blockbuster move to Arsenal. His breathtaking World Cup masterclass against Brazil at the weekend completely turned heads, including Mikel Arteta's, and the Gunners are now reportedly ready to table a massive 60 million bid to win Bouaddi the Baddie.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
That's good, isn't it? I wrote that bit.
Did you?
Really like
very good.
Thank you.
I really like watching him. First time I've seen him play, he ran the midfield. Casemiro couldn't get around the pitch.
Great balance.
He got dragged at half-time. Very good player. And I checked as well, he's been France under 16s all the way through to 21s, and then he switched to Morocco, and that was his 4th cap as well. 18 years of age as well. Fantastic for your World Cup debut. I think a lot of teams will be looking at him. I think there'll be a lot of bids from different
60, is that a lot of money?
I think that's a
bargain.
At the 18 and the way he played against Brazil.
Yeah, I agree.
That age, that maturity, I really like him.
To be that age and take the headlines against a side like Brazil,
exactly.
that tells you doing something special.
He can also play, I think he can play right back as well, so very versatile.
Very talented.
PSG in from him as well, so it'll be Arsenal.
We both love him.
Yes.
We love him.
So, Bouaddi doing fantastic against Brazil on his World Cup debut. Imagine, 18 years old. If you look at the numbers, it's been absolutely unbelievable what he achieved against fantastic legends of the game, like Casemiro, like Fabinho, Lucas Paquetá, and all the others. So, Bouaddi, special, fantastic. Lille extended his contract before the World Cup. That was a smart move to be in control of the situation. But it's also true that Lille are, first of all, aware of what's going to happen next. Lille know very well that top clubs will be coming for Bouaddi, because even before the World Cup, some of the biggest clubs in the world started some conversations with his agents. I can tell you that between January and now, for sure, he's been approached by Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain love Bouaddi. At the moment, they are not so busy with midfielders on the market, so that's the point. But Paris Saint-Germain absolutely love Bouaddi, and they've been tracking him for a long time. Then we have to mention also that English clubs started having conversations for Bouaddi. For example, there were direct contacts with Arsenal and direct contacts also with Liverpool. So both clubs had meetings with the agents of the player. But now, shining at the World Cup, one of the best talents around, in midfield, I told you so many times here on the channel, is going to be the summer of midfielders. And so imagine with a new face, a new talent, 18 years old, goes to the World Cup, shines against Brazil. Now, probably all the clubs will be jumping on this opportunity. We will see what's going to happen, but for sure, an interesting situation to follow.
Favour of that. Let's start our look at players who could be on the move then, with someone who has been heavily touted for a Premier League club. We know Arsenal have got big interest in Ayyoub Bouaddi, who's impressed for Morocco so far in this tournament. How do you see his future panning out?
It's going to be really hard for Lille to hang on to him, I think. And that was always going to be the case, even coming into this tournament. Of course, he only chose Morocco relatively recently. He could have played for France. He was born and grew up there. But he's been fated really from the moment that he played his first Champions League game, when Lille had an injury crisis. The season before last, he played Real Madrid on his 17th birthday. Lille won, and he was absolutely brilliant in that game. They went on to beat Atletico and draw with Juventus in that. And the maturity on him, just from that early point, has been clear. You know, he's so judicious with the ball, he's very athletic as well. And then, of course, if you weren't aware of him, he goes and drops that performance like he dropped against Brazil in the first game. And Davide Ancelotti, Carlo's son and assistant, who is theoretically going to be his club coach next season, is looking at him probably going, not only is this guy doing our team Brazil now, but this probably means I'm not going to get to coach him next season. So look, it feels that if Arsenal were going to go out there and do something in the market, because they've been so good last season and that they were head and shoulders above the rest of the Premier League for at least 3/4 of the season, the other side of that is they're going to have to spend big. You know, they can't do little deals. And I think he's really the sweet spot because he's someone who's already a very high level, but he's got a little way to go as well, so Mikel Arteta can make him even better.
And how would he fit into that Arsenal team?
It's a really difficult question, and it's a difficult question because there are two factors, and they're two, I suppose, relatively similar players. What happens with Martin Odegaard going forward? Does he continue to be a starter? Obviously, there are games where he still gives Arsenal something extra, but I expect the Arsenal style to evolve a little bit last season. What do they do with Ethan Nwaneri? Do they bring him back? Do they send him out on loan again and hope he plays more than he did at Marseille? Or do they decide to cash in and sell him? But look, if you're imagining Arsenal are even more athletic than next season, but are going to hold on to the ball a little bit more, then Bouaddi is someone who will be great next to Declan Rice.